All right, so for this activity, we have equations from a graph. And to do this, we're gonna do the slope-intercept form. So we need the slope and the y-intercept, so make sure you have this copied down. Push pause if you need to. All right, so my slope-intercept form is when you have y equals mx plus b. Put some dots here because that might be confusing. All right, so this form has two things. The m right here is the slope. All right, so this, the best way to find it is using a formula called rise divided by run. Okay, and we'll talk about that in a second. Now the b, the y-intercept, all right, this is where the graph crosses. So just put crosses the y-axis. All right. So the way it works, let's go ahead and go down here and let's make a basic graph. So I'm going down 4 lines. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So if I draw a line, and this is just for, example purposes, I'm going to put a dot at this -2, and I'm going to put a dot at this 1, and we're going to connect them like that. All right, now, so this is the y-axis, this line right here. So this graph and this axis, they cross at that -2. So I know that my y-intercept, so put m equals and then put b equals. So this is always the first one we're going to find, -2. All right, so this is going to be a minus because I have a negative number. I'm going to have a -2. Now for the slope, you're going to go from this dot to this dot, right? So rise usually starts on the left side and goes to the right side, or it always does. So here I go up 2 blocks. So my rise number is going to be 2 divided by, make sure you put your division bar, and then I need to jump to the right 1. So 2 over 1. And I just put that together. My answer is y equals 2 divided by 1, x minus 2. Now you can reduce this. 2 divided by 1 is just 2. Y equals 2x minus 2, and that's my answer. All right. So let's talk about the rise again. So here, let's skip a line. Let's make the same graph. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now this time, go all the way up to this +4 and put a dot. Let's go all the way to 3 and put a dot. All right. Let's connect them as best as you can. All right. So what we're talking about here, again, the y-axis, this line, it crosses at that +4. So put m equals b equals +4. All right, that's always going to be the first thing we look for. Now, from us to go to here, now when I said the word rise, it usually means up, but in math, rise can actually go down. So how many lines do I have to go down? Put your pencil here and say 0. Do not say 1. That's the biggest mistake a lot of people make. Say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have to go down 4, which is a -4 rise, which is weird. That's negative and it's down. Put -4 divided by. And now from here, how many lines do you have to go this way? So again, you have to say 0. Don't say 1. A lot of people say 1 and you get messed up. So 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 going to the right, and that's always going to go to the right. It's always going to be positive for the run part. So this one does not reduce. So my answer is y equals -4/3 x. And then this is a +4, so put +4. Okay. Now, one thing to remember, and you're going to use this for the next activity, is the slope guy. All right. So make a big old circle right here. We're going to draw a little face. If a graph is going this direction, it's positive. If the graph is going like downhill, it's negative. If you see a graph going straight up and down, the slope is undefined. That's a U. All right. And then if the graph is going straight left and right, it has a 0 slope, right? So this tells you a lot. Oops, sorry guys. Okay, so if you see a graph like this, it's positive. Like this, it's a negative. And I'm talking about just the slope number, just this number, the m. Okay, so trim the page. We have our little practice. Now this is going to be outside in the hallway, at least for my class. I don't know about your other classes. So you have a total of 8 graphs. You're going to put M, you're going to put B, and then finally the equation, the y equals. All right. So here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then there's 8 total. I'm gonna do one on which out right here. So I picked number 6 because number 6 is the one that's a little bit different. It's a little bit off. So this is my y-axis right here. Notice how it's not like perfectly centered. It's over here off to the side. So if this is the 0 and it crosses right here, that is a positive 2. So I'm going up 2. So my y-intercept, remember this is the y line for number 6. Right, the b is going to be plus 2. Now let's talk about the slope. So this graph is going downhill. So I know it's going to be, all right, so this is going to be a negative because it's going downhill. So I know no matter what, I need a negative number. So put your pencil right here where it crosses and say 0. Don't say 1, say 0. 1, 2. So I have to go down because I'm trying to get to, or you know, let's pick another point. Let's make sure we got it nice and clear. Where do we have a nice perfect point? That was actually a little bit off. Boom. So right here, this is actually what we're going for. So notice how, look, it does not cross perfectly here. It crosses perfectly right here. All right, well, it's supposed to. It still looks a little bit off, to be honest. All right, so how do we go from this point to this point? I have to go down, so say 0, 1, 2, and I have to go down 3. So this is 3 units I'm going down. So I know that my rise, I'm going to put negative 3 divided by. And then from here, I'm going to count 0. So say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 7 units that have to go to the right, and it's always positive. Right, and you cannot reduce that, so it's y equals negative 3/7 x, and then this is going to be a plus 2. Okay, now if you go outside in the hallway, guys, you'll see the rest of these in the wall. Go ahead and finish these.